Okay, great. We're going to go ahead and get started. For everyone on the line, just go ahead and raise your hand. We'll get to as many as we can with Jordan. Our first question is going to come from Connor Riley. Go ahead, Connor, with your question.
Hey, Jordan, thanks for doing this with us. In your time with Stetson Bennett, what has impressed you the most about, sort of everything he's done, his journey and all that he has gone through?
Definitely his resiliency. Stetson, he's a resilient kid. I mean, he went from Rose Bowl scout team QB coming in and just, grinding, working. He's an extremely hard worker. Every time I see Stetson, he's either like learning up on something or on his flip phone. So, he's just that guy you want to be around.
And our next question will go to Jeff Schultz. Go ahead, Jeff, with your question.
Jordan, as everybody's attempted to break down your last two games, the team's last two games, not yours, it seems like the narrative is you guys were just in a different place mentally against Michigan. Would you agree with that? And since the two teams in this game seem like they're pretty equal physically, is it really come down to focus and mental approach in your view?
Definitely. After the last Alabama game, we was like our wake-up call. We had to realize that we had a lot of work to do, and we haven't arrived yet. And we just came back, worked hard, and went out and played Michigan. And, we've seen the result of that game. And, it's just a different mindset switch from practice to the way we carry ourselves in the locker room, especially like this week. We've been grinding hard. It's kind of like a bittersweet moment because, although we're playing for, a national championship, the older guys and the seniors are leaving. So it's kind of like balancing that and, balancing those emotions. But definitely this game is a lot more mental than physical. These teams are pretty much evenly matched when it comes to personnel and, physicality and everything. And the thing that really sets us apart is just mentally and who do things better. So.
All right, and our next question will come from Heather Dinich. Go ahead, Heather, with your question.
Yeah, the first 12 games were just unbelievable statistically for your defense, obviously, and Alabama took some of the shine off of that. I just wanted your take on what you think your perspective is on the true identity of this defense.
True identity is what you've seen for the last 12 weeks in the regular season. Alabama, they gave us a little fit. Threw a lot of haymakers, and we couldn't really respond like we wanted to. But with time, you get better. You learn more about yourself as a defense. You learn more about Alabama with this time going into the game. So, definitely this time around, it'll definitely be different.
And our next question will come from Michael Casagrande. Michael, go ahead.
Jordan, what did they do specifically, Alabama, against you to make this difficult in that SEC championship game?
Honestly, in the SEC, it was just, down to mental execution. It was a couple plays that we busted, and they got big plays on, and, just, I'd say we wasn't as conditioned as we should have been, especially, on my part. And definitely, this week we've been working hard. Coach Smart's been working us hard. And actually, I'm about to go run right now after this meeting. So, it's definitely about pushing yourself to the next level. You just want to do things, this is for all the glory. So if you're not pushing yourself to the absolute limit, then it's kind of like, what are you here for?
Our next question will go to Georgia Chambers. Go ahead, Georgia, with your question.
Hey, Jordan, you kind of talked about pushing yourself to that next level. So coming into Monday night's game, as a leader on Georgia's defense, what have you seen during preparation from your team over the past few days to make you believe that your team is prepared for this rematch against Alabama?
Definitely the buy-in. The whole team is bought in to the plan, to just everything, extra film, extra conditioning, just doing the little things extra that we need to get us to the next level. And, it's been a great journey. We always talk about, if you're going to do something, bring somebody with you. So it's been like, young kids going with the seniors and getting some extra film or getting some extra conditioning. I was out there working out with Keely, and, when you're working out with Keely or somebody else from a different position, you learn more about them, and it kind ties in that connection piece that we've been talking about all year. So it's just one of those things, everybody's just been bought in. So it makes it a lot easier to, just coach for the coaches, and it's a lot easier to play as a player.
Our next question will go to Zachary Powell. Go ahead, Zachary.
Hey, Jordan, thanks for doing this. Can you talk about what not only beating Alabama would mean, but what winning the national championship would mean both for you and for Georgia as a whole?
Definitely beating Alabama would be an accomplishment, not only for me, but for, Coach Smart and everything. I had 3 shots at Alabama and I haven't beaten them yet. So that's speaking for myself as a team, winning a national championship. This is what we grinded for. This is what we worked for all season. So, of course, it's going to be an amazing feeling. And, we haven't won a national championship since 1980. So to be able to do this and have a regular season that we did and just come out on top at the end of the day, it will be an amazing feeling. And, it's one of those things that you work hard for. And, not a lot of kids, on this team, I was fortunate enough to be a state championship in high school, but some kids, they haven't been a champion ever. And so for them to win, it kind of puts a lot of things in perspective, because you come to Georgia to be the best and be elite. And when you win a national championship, you're considered the best and elite. So that's one of the goals that we try to reach, and we have a chance on that on Monday.
Our next question will go to Mark Weiser. Go ahead, Mark.
Jordan, you were saying how it's a lot more mental than physical as it relates to Alabama and the success they've had. How have you guys approached that to have the right mental frame of mind?
Like I said, just a lot more film, a lot more paying attention to the details within technique, film, noticing little nuances with the offense, and just learning about, how they operate a little bit more. Obviously, we have a little bit more time than we did for the SEC championship game. And we just took that time to really just work on ourselves. It's not even about Alabama. It's really about working on ourselves and getting that mental piece and getting that mental hurdle over.
Our next question will go to Mike Griffith. Go ahead, Mike, with your question.
Hey, Jordan. Just enjoyed watching your rise through your career, man. Congratulations. But, Stetson was up there a moment ago saying hero or zero. And, I think about all the social media, all the highlights from that first game, and you being kind of the face of the program. A lot of people zeroed in on you and the sideline to sideline play and neutralizing the Outland Trophy and Bednair. How hard did that hit you? You just mentioned the conditioning, and you seem to have a little bit more of an edge today. Did that game hit you hard in terms of, just how important it is for you to be that sharp, on point, and physically ready?
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely a wake-up call. I had to look at myself and realize that I wasn't doing enough. And, I try not to let things get to me and affect me like that. But that game, it definitely stung a little bit because, obviously every game you go into, you expect to win. And, not winning that game in the SEC championship kind of hurt a little bit. But we knew we had another opportunity, and with new opportunities, you have a chance to be different. So I took that chance to the opportunity to be different, and definitely it will pay out for me tenfold because I feel better. My body feels better. I'm just doing the little things like recovering and, getting in the training room and rolling out and icing up. So just the little things that makes you a better football player I'm doing. And I'm just ready to showcase that on Monday.
Next question will come from Paul Newberry. Go ahead, Paul, with your question.
Hey, Jordan. You touched on not winning a national title at Georgia since 1980. I just wonder how much fans come up to you kind of pleading with you to end that drought. And I do have a sense of, beyond the football program, how kind of desperate the state is to win another national championship, or Georgia fans are.
Yeah, definitely. The whole state's behind us. And, you can think back to how many great teams have been at the University of Georgia since 1980 that haven't won a championship. And, we just want to take that opportunity and be different. And, at the end of the day, this is what we came here for. This is what we grinded for. And, we want to do something absolutely special in our time here.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Our next question is from Jed May. Go ahead, Jed, with your question.
Hey, Jordan. I think it was Jamari that said, Stetson's just going to be Stetson, at all times. Like, what does it mean and look like for you guys both, I guess, on a day-to-day basis and then, actually on game day too?
Stetson is calm, cool, and collected every day that I've seen him. Never gets too high, never gets too low. And, we just need that even kill Stetson. I definitely think, it was definitely a lot of trash talk about him after the SEC game that we all seen. And, we just want to make sure that he had our support. And we, no matter what, we're always 10 toes behind him. So Stetson is, how he went into Michigan and played lights out. Like, you're capable of, you know what he's capable of. And we all know what he's capable of. And, we just need his best, just like he needs our best. And we're always there for him.
Our next question is from Zach Klein. Go ahead, Zach, with your question.
I know you have a walkthrough tomorrow, man, but this is the final practice of your college career today. Are you going to miss them? And in your past experiences, do you guys do anything fun on that final day practice for like the seniors or any of the old guys?
Yeah, I'm gonna miss practice a lot. I was just thinking about that. I was yesterday. I was like, man, this is my last practice in this facility. So I was just taking time and writing like a little message in my locker, for the next person to see, and whoever that might be. But it's definitely a bittersweet moment. Grateful to be in this position, playing for a national championship, but it's also sad that it's my last go around. But at the end of the day, you just have to lead the nest. I can't be here forever. I'm grateful for the time I had here, and the University of Georgia has been so great to me and my family. So I thank them. But as for senior traditions, the D-line had to carry the seniors off on the field like yesterday at practice. So it was me, Vontae, and Julian Rochester. So we had about like 4 people each trying to carry us off the field, and each position group, they had to carry the seniors off. So that's kind of like the tradition that the seniors have each year.
They actually found somebody to carry you off the field?
Yeah, it had to be like 3 or 4 people. So, it's like 2 people grabbed my legs and then 1 got my back. So it was pretty, I'll say it was pretty easy for them. They didn't have a hard time for what I saw.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you.
And our next, we have time for 2 more questions. Our next question is from Anthony Dasher. Go ahead, Anthony, with your question.
And Jordan, I was wondering if you could reveal what was in that little note you left in the locker room for the next player to occupy it.
I can't reveal all the details, but it's just pretty much like I would say it's just a little memo. Like it was just my name, a little message, and then the years I played. And it's in a little hiding spot, so they kind of have to find it. But when they do, they'll have a little message. It's more so for me. So when I come back, I could just look at it and I'm like, yeah, that was my locker. If I have, kids in the future, or, bring my brothers or something like that.
And our last question for Jordan will go to Jeff Spiegel. Go ahead, Jeff, with your question.
Yeah, Jordan, every defense wants to make the other quarterback uncomfortable. How difficult is it to make Bryce Young uncomfortable?
Bryce is an extremely talented athlete. He's slippery. And I forgot, we was watching, I think it was Hard Knocks with the Colts, and they was talking about the gingerbread man and how Kyler Murray was kind of like running around like the gingerbread man. So that's what we've been calling him all week. And, just seeing him run around our defense on the SEC championship game, it's kind of like you have to tighten up. That's one of the things that we've been trying to do. I mean, I've been going against like wide receivers in our quarterback rodeo drill in practice. So trying to track down a wide receiver who's shifty. And, I'm a defensive lineman. It takes a lot of skill and it takes a lot of practice. And it teaches you to track a hip. So we just been tracking hips all practice. And definitely this go around, we'll try to contain them and get them.